Divorcing a narcissist is not like a regular divorce. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to divorce a narcissist. But first, will you do me a favor and subscribe to my channel? That's how these videos are going to get in front of more of the people who really need to hear this information. I'm Victoria McCooey. I'm a narcissist divorce coach, a motivational speaker, and the creator of the Reclaim Your Power system. I help people every day who are right where you are, stuck in an abusive marriage to a narcissistic spouse, or already engaged in a contentious divorce from one. Okay, so let's talk about how to divorce a narcissist. There are 4 ways to divorce, period. So some of them will work if you're divorcing a narcissist, but some of them won't. So we're going to go through all 4 ways. The first way to divorce is a do-it-yourself online divorce, which costs very little money. Now, who's a candidate for that? Usually it's someone who gets married in Las Vegas and wakes up the next morning, realize they regret the decision, and they both agree they should not have gotten married, and they get a quick online cheap divorce. So if you have assets to split or children that you share, it's probably not going to work for you. And just as a disclaimer, I'm not an attorney, and this is not intended to be giving you legal advice. I'm just giving you an overview of the different ways there are to divorce. The second way is mediation. This is where you hire a mediator who may or may not be an attorney to assist you in coming to a settlement agreement. And then it's written up and it gets ordered by a court. This is usually not going to work with a narcissist. Why? Because it takes collaboration. You have to actually agree to a settlement, and the mediator is not a court, not a judge, can't force anyone to do anything. They're just there to facilitate your arrangement, your settlement negotiations. So with a narcissist, there is no sense of fairness. There is no moral compass. They don't feel compelled to do the right thing. So unless there's someone forcing them to make a fair settlement, they're probably not going to. So if you expect to get a fair settlement, then mediation is probably not going to work for you. But I tell my clients not to say no to mediation. I don't expect that it's going to be the end of their divorce. But if you go into mediation with a sense of curiosity and look at it as just a fact-finding mission, you might get a lot of information as long as you go in prepared not to give too much information of your own. Then it can be a really valuable tool to get a sense of what the narcissist is proposing. The third way to divorce is called collaborative divorce. This is where you hire a specific attorney who is a collaborative attorney. Not all are. So you each find your own collaborative attorney. They then sign an agreement, and so do you and your spouse, that you're working collaboratively to get this settlement done. And it means you're going to be forthcoming with all your information, with all your financials, with all your assets, with everything, because you want to work in an amicable way to do this efficiently and effectively, and to keep the contention level down. By definition, it has to be collaborative, and a narcissist cannot collaborate. So they're not going to be forthcoming typically. They're not going to work in a sense of fairness or amicably. So this is probably not a great alternative for you. Also, if and when these negotiations fall apart because they can't work collaboratively, now you have to go hire new attorneys. These attorneys, these collaborative attorneys, can't represent you in a litigation because they've signed this waiver, they've signed this agreement that says they're working collaboratively. So now they have too much information to now represent you in a litigation. So it means if it falls apart, you have to then go out and hire new attorneys, a new retainer starting from scratch. So it's probably not going to work if you're divorcing a narcissist. The fourth way to divorce is litigation through the court system. I find a lot of my clients don't understand or realize that that doesn't mean you're going to go to trial. It means you're on the docket, you've filed for divorce, you're in the court system, you're on the calendar, but you can always settle. Your lawyers can always negotiate a settlement at any point. It does not mean you will necessarily go to trial. Nobody wants to go to trial. It's expensive. The courts are busy. The judge doesn't want this going to trial. Nobody wants to go to trial. But with a narcissist, you need the strong arm of the law in order to get them to comply with anything, in order to turn over any discovery, in order to comply with any orders or adhere to any schedule. They need the threat of jail time. And the only person who can do that is a judge. So that's why typically contentious divorces with narcissists are litigated. Is this you? Are you considering divorcing a narcissist, or maybe you're already engaged in a divorce from one? You can book a call with me and I can see how I might be able to help you. There will be a link in the description below. Did you find this information helpful? I sure hope you did. If you liked this video, will you please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. I've linked a couple of other videos here that I think you might also like, so I hope I see you in the next video.